But for Stuttering John, he's a lizard man. It's okay.
But what I really feel bad about, what I never want to happen to me, is to have Rob Saul on my program. That's something we can all empathize with John over. Because Rob Saul, as I said, is podcasting poison.
If he appears, Mike, I quit. I quit if he appears on this.
He is just absolutely insufferable. He's terrible. He's valueless on a podcast, which made me think, what does he do when he's on his own? So that's what we're going to find out right now.
I've never loved you more than I love you right now. Here we go. Just a little music, a little dog fucking music, Mike. You know.
That's the mood.
Yeah. How his show starts is the first one.
So this is just Rob. This is Rob getting the show underway. This is when you tune in. You say, well, like me. You say, what's the show about? What does he do on his own? This is, I guess, what it is.
Here's the magic, baby.
My God, the super chats are coming in strong today. I gotta tell you, hello, I'm Julie Hetgar. Oh, yeah. Rob Saul has been doing a shitty impression of me. Let's go ahead. Let's go right to the gun. Let's see what's going on. I'll tell you. Nobody likes this impression. I'll tell you. Oh, man. Let's see here.
An impression of a laugh is the word, because even the people that hate Shuley, you'd think would have to watch this, because there's plenty of people that don't like Shuley and would like a show covering him and mocking him the way Stuttering John is mocked. Those people exist. I see it on Reddit. But even they would look at this and say, like, okay, we got it. He laughs. Like an impersonation of a laugh is the worst form of impersonation because it doesn't comment on anything. It's just like, oh, this guy laughs, and it's slightly more unusual than a normal laugh, I guess. But you're not commenting. You're not adding, like we said about Kevin Brennan. You're not adding anything to the conversation. You're just like, oh, yeah, I guess he does have kind of an annoying laugh. We got it, Rob. Move on. Talk about something else. Talk about his personality traits. Why does Shuley annoy you? It can't just be the laugh, because that actually means he's not that annoying a guy.
Yeah, and the real reasons why he's annoyed with Shuley is Shuley said no to coming on the network. So
well, what's sad about all this, and this is why I say Rob Saul is a spineless jellyfish, because he worked with these guys before. Yeah. And then they kicked him out, and he was like, actually, I hate them. It's like you saw him do with Anthony Cumia, where he was an Anthony Cumia fan and invited Anthony on the podcast, and Anthony said no. And then Stuttering John got mad that Rob invited Anthony on, and Rob goes on and he goes, you know, John, I was actually thinking about it the last 24 hours. Now that I really put some thought behind it, I was a fan of Anthony's for a long time. But now, only in the last 24 hours have I thought about it, and he's actually untalented. That's what I realized today. Once you got mad at me, oddly, it's weird how it happened. It just clicked in. It was right after you got mad at me, and I invited him on my show. After that, I realized he's valueless and completely, he's not nearly as talented as you, John.
So I have what I call the Rob Saul test. And essentially, I dealt with this fucking idiot when I was doing Levyverse stuff. And so basically, if someone that was a great friend of yours, Mike, comes out and you guys are no longer friends and starts telling the world all your secrets, like that you told them as a friend, I don't look at the secrets that he told of you and look at you as a bad person. I don't. That's the test. I look at the person that betrayed the friend and their partner as the wrongdoer here. And so I call that
That's what Justin Trudell did this week. Bad guy.
Right. I don't know who that is, but so essentially, if you think, anyway, that's my point with this. It's a test to determine if you have a fucking ethical stance or a moral stance. Do you believe in man code or not? Do you believe in saying, hey, I partied with this guy. Now that I'm not friends with him, I'm going to tell everyone he's a cokehead. Like, what sort of fucking bullshit logic is that? Or, hey, they bought views. Even though that's not exactly what happened, but you have a little bit of information, so now let's sell all our friends out. I don't care what they did at all. I care that you did that to them. So
he seems like a weasel, but at least this is a good bit. Keep laughing for 40 minutes, Rob.
Listen to the Dewsbury and listen to exactly.
Off, Rob, though. I can't stop hearing it. All I pointed that out.
This is where it's just a disaster. So this is a complete disaster. This is right after Rob does his laughing bit. He tries to play a clip, but it's chaos. No one knows what's happening.
It's a clip of him, Stuttering John, and Clay Dabbler being watched by the Rico Show, being watched by Vinny, being watched by him.
It's utter chaos. You can't figure out what's going on. And he doesn't set the clip up. It's just completely, he's laughing and then the clip starts.
No, he's in the clip, so that's all he cares about.
Right.
These people are very easy to figure out.
Oh, look at that.
Let's bring it up, guy. I love to tell you.
I really don't understand that impression. Like, if people laugh on a comedy show, why is that bad?
I mean, it's a little anti-Semitic, I'd say. But I think
maybe he has an annoying laugh. Like, the impression is funny once. Rob does it. I would say 25 minutes of his 2-hour show are him laughing.
He gets to an hour and he is so out of material on anyone.
Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy how he laughs?
He's so out of material when he starts his show. He's got nothing. Here's the thing. At Levyverse, Bob fired him because he brought nothing. He brought nothing to the show. There was no content. And so the entire show is about Bob. And Bob's like, well, if I can do that, I can do that just on my own show. Why do I need you?
Right.
He's just continuing that on his own show, just contentless.
And here's the problem with what Rob is doing is he has nothing he's interested in, it seems. I don't know anything about him, but I'm just basing that on what he talks about on his show. It seems like he has nothing that he's interested in, other than maybe Rob Saul.
Oh, yes.
Because
monetization, Mike. That's what he's interested in.
Like, this show, all the characters that we talk about here, I'm interested in all of them. Like, on Why You Laughing, I'm interested in the lives or the storylines or the specials or whatever that we cover. You have to be interested in things to talk about them. Rob Saul has nothing he's interested in. So he said, I'm just going to start a show where, because he keeps talking about getting monetized. He's like, guys, please subscribe so I can get monetized. Because what he wants his show to be, and it's hilarious, but because it's not this yet. So it's an even worse version of what he wants it to be. But his dream is that he can just turn on the camera and make money because people send him super chats. It's like, no, you have to do a show, and then if they like the show, maybe they'll support it monetarily. You can't just turn it on and be like, all right, time to go, pay up, let's go.
Right. The best broadcasters and podcasters love what they do and bring that to you. You love comedy, you love stand-up comedy, and then you get this platform and you talk about the things that you like and you love. So it's authentic. People identify with that. If you look at the podcast, oh, this will create the thing I love, you're going to fail.
Right.
You need to have that thing that you love before you podcast.
Right.
Sorry, here we go.
What's going on with this?
Please tell us.
It's a complete disaster.
Jan.
Nothing's been cut out yet, by the way. This is how his show starts.
Right. And he says he has producers, plural, which is hilarious.
Send Dan the man the link. What the hell's going on with this?
Boy, he's really learned from the best, folks.
Yeah,
Those hours with Stuttering John have paid off because his show is also an unlistenable disaster.
I got to say, that might have been the best moment of the tapes when we learned that Stuttering John's friend was also his drug supplier, the cane guy. That was
I could say it was maybe the least shocking thing I heard on there.
I know, that's true.
All right, well, there you have it. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We're going to do the show. Welcome, everybody. Oh, my God. I know. I had you all fooled. You thought I was actually Shuley, didn't you? Nope,
No,
it's me,
no
Rob
one
Saul.
thought that.
And that's the entire show. Oh, God.
There's nothing. He's said nothing. How long of his podcast have we listened to already? He's said literally nothing.
And he's out. I'm out of ideas. I did the Shuley thing. I'm looking at my sheet. I got nothing.
Well, guys, I've given you nothing so far. Let's see what else is there.
Let's go to chat.
Kata Beta in here trolling. How about we got to put this up for the trollers? They want freebies. They want the freebies. They wait for us to be monetized. You guys want the freebies.
Mike, I've been accused of having a squeaky voice. I want you all to take that back right now. This is the squeakiest voice I've ever. It's like a mouse became human.
It's like, I don't even know what is he being cute? Is he being funny? What is this?
This is what you get at 2 a.m. at a bartender on a boat. He's a boat bartender, and this is what you get.
It's what I always say about Chris D'Elia, where it's like there's something inherently insane about doing a show by yourself, where it's like you just get caught in the if my mouth is making noise, That's content. It fills the dead air. I just have to fill the dead air, and then I'm doing a show. Like he's making baby sounds and gibberish. It's just utter nonsense. But he's like, I'm filling the air, and thus this is a show.
The Catalano rule of broadcasting. You're talking, it's a broadcast.
Sure.
Come on and take the freebies. I got the freebies. I got the freebies. Rob Saul's got the freebies.
Just got to repeat it a few more times. We didn't get it.
So I told you he does. He's a bartender on a boat sometimes. Like in the same area where Joe Matarese does a boat comedy. Do you think at any given time these two are on the same boat, looked at each other across the room, and thought, "We've made it"? Rob,
would that be something?
That'd
be a divine pair. Those two.
You need to get the group together. Fuck that concert, Joe Matarese concert. You need to get on a boat with Joe Matarese and Rob Saul, and then sink it.
I know you really thought I was the douche buyer, didn't you?
Why do you keep saying that?
I thought I had you fooled.
Because that's the guy that fired me, and I hate him. That's why.
Why would we think you were Shuley? Because you were doing an impression of him?
Well, yeah, I guess. Good point.
I don't get it. When Rich Little was on Carson, were you like, how do you get Reagan on here?
Too many layers for you, Mike. It's too complicated for you. Too complicated for you. This is highbrow yacht humor.
Shuley's impression is damn good, Rob. Yeah, my impression of Shuley, his impression of me is not good. Mine is realistic. He goes, "My name is Rob Saul, and I do an impression of Shuley."
Well, I'm not going to judge. I dare not get into the waters of whose impression is better. I don't want any part of that battle. Is Shuley's impression of Rob better than Rob's impression of Shuley? That's dangerous territory, and I won't get into it. What I will say is I've heard Shuley's impression of Rob, and whether or not you think it's funny, he's making fun of Rob. He's mocking him. He's making jokes about Rob and his personality and his proclivity for dogs and things of that nature. Rob is just laughing.
Yes.
There's literally nothing to the impression. He's not commenting on what a hack Shuley is or how unfunny Shuley is. He literally laughs. He's like, can you believe this guy laughs when he hears a joke? He laughs, and it's kind of annoying. That's the whole bit. And yet he's so proud of this. He's like, guys, my impression. Who cares? Who gives a fuck whose impression is better?
I just think you're just not on the cutting edge of comedy, Mike. He's going to do a world tour where he just does impressions of famous celebrity laughs.
Impressionates. He's
3 hours, asshole. I started at 6 a.m. I got one word wrong. Fuck you. Also, it's a great word. Impressionate your people.
Yeah.
I added the ooh at the end. I never put that.
This is definitely an impressionate right here.
Wait, this is Rob Saul. This is Rob Saul's impression of Shuley's impression of Rob Saul.
Just as confusing as that picture 2 minutes ago on screen.
And it's still nonsense. It's still unlistenable.
Yeah, he said nothing funny. Either way, just a sound. Here's the sound that it makes.
Together.
All right, up to money.
Christ.
This is what this dude cares about. This is why we're watching this. This is why he's online. This is all.
This is the real disservice that John and Kevin Brennan have done.
Yes.
To the internet.
Or service. We're covering it. Thank you.
Because
guys
hey, say what you want about John Melendez, and God knows people have. People are super chatting him when he just lazily turns on his live stream and says, "All right, now give me money. I'll read your insults." John is making money. Now, we can all argue all day. Is it as much as John says? Of course not. Is it a great living? I don't know the answer to that. But the fact of the matter is people are paying John, and it's enough for John to pay his bills. So mazel tov. The problem now is slime balls like Rob Saul see that, and they see Kevin Brennan and say, oh, I have haters. And maybe those 5 people will pay my bills, just like they do for John and Kevin. So let's see him give it a shot.
Well, Katabatic freebies are what I've been giving you all. Your hatred and venom, which, by the way, feeds me. I fucking love it. Yeah,
it seems like you really enjoy it and are making something out of it.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest tells I've ever seen right there.
Yeah.
You cried yourself to sleep.
Seem completely unbothered by all this, Rob.
that venom, and I give it to you for free, where most people you have to super chat it. But we're still on our way up to being monetized. It's happening.
I'll tell you,
we're
the greatest villains don't walk into a room and go, "I'm a villain." Ooh, you should all be scared of me because I'm a really bad guy. That you just know by their actions. You don't have to constantly reassure us that I love all this. Oh, I feast off your hatred. I drink your tears because I am a villain. If you weren't aware, I, in fact, am a villain. You don't have to keep telling us, Rob. We got it. We got it. We don't believe you because you keep telling us, but we understand that that's the angle you're going for.
We see you on Stut Joe's show. We know that's the villain seat. We know that you're eventually going to be a villain. We know it.
Doing it, folks, but I'm drawing the line somewhere. So you got to Venmo up if your hate is so strong for me that you want me to say awful things that you want me to read, then you can
help me write a joke is what he's saying right there. I can't finish a sentence. Help me write a joke.
Venmo me. What is wrong with these people? The amount you will make off it's diminishing returns, folks. This is not. I can't imagine that that's a sustainable business model. Is just going, please pay me. I don't know if you could go up to an actual panhandler and be like, if you could do it all over again, is this exactly how you'd play it? And they'd be like, absolutely.
Well, this is where Kevin Brennan's crowd has ruined these people because the pay pig thing, right? So you get like one pay pig in there. And you don't need to have an audience. You just do a whole show for your pay pig.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, that pay pig disappears. And oh no, now what? But so he's looking for a pay pig with this shit. Just one.
This has all been for you, Dang Lizard, by the way. Every topic we've done here.
I'd be more than happy if you Venmo me to do it. But
good.
I'm done giving away the big free.
Good. As long as you're happy, Rob, then I'll send your money.
Well, listen, as content creators, we all go through these phases where like, oh, money, now we can get money. Now ask for money more. Now we make money a joke. Then it gets gross. And it's like, you know what? Just do a fucking show.
I don't like saying Venmo me. If we go out to dinner with friends and I pick up the check and they say, hey, can I Venmo you for my portion of the meal? I say, no, please don't. Because that I want to make it seem like I have some dignity, and I would like to pay for your meal. Rob is saying to strangers, please Venmo me for doing quite literally nothing. I have made sounds with my mouth, and that's not a cute way that I say talking. I'm literally saying Rob Saul has gone goo goo gaga into the mic and saying, now pay me, please.
This one's called How Is This a Show?
I just don't get it. Like, I don't know what his goal is. And you said this is a guy that wants to be in broadcasting?
Well, wants to.
What would he do on the radio?
He wants to be he wants to collect super chats from pay pigs.
What would he have possibly done in a radio format?
Laughed, made fun of.
I guess you have music.
Laughs.
Maybe he would have been a DJ. You'd have the music to cover.
He's got a lot of music gear. You don't see his background and setup. It really pisses me off. He's got a lot of. He's got an SSL Series J board, I think. Probably $300,000 board. Get out of here, Rob Saul. You don't know how to. You don't know what a channel is. You don't know what
music
SSL
is the only thing that could cover up the complete horse shit that Rob Saul is shoveling towards you.
He did mention he had a keyboard the other day, so I think you're onto something there.
Nice.
Thank you.
Just eating. He's on a show alone and he's eating cookies.
This makes a very good show look like a goddamn Oscar winner. Like they spent 3 nights putting the show together over there compared to this guy.
If you were from another planet and someone showed you like, hey, here's just so you're caught up with society. Here's what podcasting is. And they show you Rob Saul first. And then they show you Craig Ironhead Oconee and the Rubbed Out Gang. You're like, oh, so these guys run the industry, right?
Yeah, this is Chris Rock. Of
a very good show is the pinnacle of broadcasting, clearly.
And the distance between them is far. That's crazy.
Verygoodshow.org, gang. Go support.
Yeah, go watch.
For chat, Rob. I'm doing my part right here. Yeah, you are. You're doing your part. Bringing the hours up.
I mean, listen. I don't mind eating on mic as much as a lot of people do. It makes some people furious. I don't mind it that much, but have something.
Yeah.
Have something to do in the meantime. Maybe take a bite while you're playing a clip. I don't know. Have something prepared to make it somewhat listenable. Like, this is horrible.
Right. KB does the eating bit, right? So he'll eat on air, but I gotta say, KB does it at really funny times because he'll do it when like things are supposed to be really aggressive or everyone's like, and he'll just pull out a fucking sandwich and start
Right.
eating. It's kind of funny because it's a comedic, a slowdown, right? There's
Yeah.
like a pace to it. He's just eating because he's a fucking
Hear
beer
me.
cake.
Take into account my opinion of Kevin Brennan, and
I
hear
know.
me on every level, Rob Saul. You will never, on your best day, be Kevin Brennan. Do you understand me? Hear that loud and clear. You will never be Kevin Brennan. All right? So stop what you're doing, Rob. You're humiliating yourself.
You're more akin to Kevin Brennan's herpy, his herpy store.
We're caught up. August 7th brought us up almost there. We got like 700, but that's not counting August 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
So the show is him talking about maybe one day he'll be monetized.
At that, the analytics he just went into there would bore an executive in the analytic department at YouTube. He's just
my God.
He's counting the days. Oh, I got 50. I did this with okay, I have done this. I did this when Wendy Pack, when we were trying to monetize her channel. Every day it'd be like, Wendy, we're 85 hours closer. So literally just a day-to-day thing he's doing right here.
But this is like, if this show, like before I was monetized, the show was just a countdown clock. And I'm like, not there yet, guys. Come on. Keep watching. Let's go. What do you say? A few more hours till we're monetized. Come on. Let's go. Keep watching. What is that? No, they have to be watching something. That's why they watch, is for you to do something, Rob. You can't just literally count time.
Well, he did. He hired Jim Grundle, and we saw how that turned out.
We did see the magic of Jim Grundle.
So, yeah.
Those hours will catch up. It's that's how far behind it is. And we haven't even gotten the hours in from the Vince the Lawyer show.
Oh, God. Well, then when your number comes in, Rob, then it's off to the races. Then you can read 9 super chats for $2 a piece.
This is sad.
Can you imagine? Like, look at the amount of super chats we've gotten today. Which don't. I told you guys not to super chat. You're doing a good job. If we centered the entire show around that, we'd have fucking nothing to talk about.
No. Well, Mike, we did. Listen, let's calculate the amount of people in chat, and we can maybe calculate the amount of hours that we're currently getting right now.
Guys, 5-minute show today. Hurry up.
Pull out your calculators, people.
Get your super chats in.
What the fuck? And also, you can't see this, Blind Mike. There's an arrogant smugness about this dude.
I can hear it. I can hear it in his voice. Yeah.
He literally puts his nose up like he's a fucking highfalutin yacht rider. He's like one of these finance guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything about him reads slime. Like, he just seems like a tip. If you were casting a slime ball in a movie, it would be Rob Saul.
Well, yeah. I listen. He'll never have another friend again. That's for sure. No one will ever befriend the man that he just tells all his friends' secret. I mean, think about like the life you're gonna have now, Rob. It's just sad.
Well, I mean, like, that's just. I don't even need to say this, but clearly that's going to happen to Stuttering John.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know, like, that's just obvious.
But the thing about Stuttering John, he'll always be able to walk into a room full of new people and go, "I'm Stuttering John," and some idiot in the room will be like, "Hey, I know Stuttering." So he's always able to rekindle that fire. This guy, it's no fire, nowhere, no kindling, nothing.
Where's the Saul Army's T-shirt? I want my cut. Yeah, we do have a Saul Army. Saul Army, which I came up with. I mean, well, Saul's Army actually was the idea for Saul Army, but the actual T-shirt.
You got to worry about the Saul Army turning in on each other. You could turn in your fellow Army guy in the Saul Army. Hey,
Rob,
he woke up at 7 a.m., not 6 a.m. Turn him in.
Rob, please tell us, how did you do it? How did you come up with the phrase Saul's Army? Now, I know that your last name is Saul. Is that where it started? Please give us a little insight. I've never heard a guy do a victory lap for something so mundane, and who gives a fuck?
Narc Army is better and more fitting. He has a Narc Army, just a
Guys,
army
tune
of
in
narcs.
next week. Tune in next week when I explain to you how I came up with the term gearhead. I'll give you a little hint. My last name is Geary. Now, that's all I'll tell you.
What?
That's all. I'm not going to give you any more until next week.
Docs.
was I said I make it an army of dogs because I know people aren't going to just support me being the Saul Army. They want it to be a funny shirt.
Can you imagine?
But
What a low that must be. And I've been suicidal in my life. And I don't think I've ever felt the depth of what that feeling brings. What the ugly truth of what Rob Saul is saying there right now is listen, I'm desperate for money. And I knew that if I sell merch, I might be able to get some of you people to pay me money. But I know none of you like me. So what I did is lowered myself to saying that I fuck dogs. So that you would possibly buy a t-shirt with my name on it.
That's exactly what he did, Mike.
What a profoundly sad statement. Like, that is, again, being suicidal doesn't begin to. If you're suicidal, you look at Rob with pity and say, well, I'm not that bad, sir. Do you need a hug? I'm not at the level where I will denigrate myself by joking that I'm a dog fucker.
Okay, and put it online and let my mom see. Let everyone see.
Please pay me. I'm surprised he doesn't say that through tears, where he's like, please pay me for this dog fucking shirt because it's the only option I have.
This weekend, we learned that Stuttering John got Reputation Defender to kind of clear up his shit online. Oh my God, Rob Saul. That's who you should be calling, not a t-shirt company on this one.
You know what's weird about these guys too? And I genuinely don't fuck with Rob for being a bartender. Like, people make jokes about him being a bartender or whatever. I don't give a fuck that he's got a job. That's how he pays his bills. Good for him. What is odd though is that he will scream like, "Oh, these people make fun of me for being a bartender. I make a ton of money being a bartender." Well, then couldn't you get away with not selling the dog fucking shirt if you make so much money? You know?
That dog fucking shirt money, though, is sweet money, Mike. It
certainly is.
It cashes different. When you buy something with dog fucking money, it feels like you're doing something.
That's
the
right.
other money is just fake money.
That's right.
I'll let me put up the design for everybody real quick.
Everyone, take a look at me fucking all these dogs.
Give me a minute.
All right, guys, here it is. Here's the dog fucking shirt. Please buy it.
Mind-numbingly boring is next.
It's crazy. This is a 2-hour show, and I picked out the highlights.
Also, probably not next time we can't put Rob Saul at the end. It makes you fade. It's so bad. You're just
my eyes are watering. It's like I'm cutting an onion.
I forget. Somebody told me they were sending me these nonies.
Good. Have another cookie, Rob, in the middle of the show. Oh,
I
good.
got them
Manja.
Why did Stuttering John call Brian Clorter I'm gonna say, guess that's gonna say a effing a-hole.
Whoa.
I don't know.
I don't know. Great commentary. On to the next candy bar.
Say something, Rob.
Clorter, it's come over here. He's helped out. He built this desk for the studio.
Oh.
Brian Clorter and I were friends.
He built a desk.
At least Coach HP was interviewing the guy who built Joe Rogan's desk. Fucking Rob Saul is just talking about the guy that made his desk.
He built a desk. He put it together. Well, you can't put an IKEA desk together, Rob. What is wrong with you?
And
Brian came over to put together a desk.
we disagree. I mean, he is a Shuley fan, which is a red flag on anybody, but I like the guy.
Good. I'm glad you walked us through that.
He doesn't, as long as we can get along and he does stuff with the show, it's fine. It's just like with politics.
Go back to eating the cookies, Rob.
Please. That mukbang is a much easier sound to listen to than this.
I'm friends with a lot of people who, although I'm like, wow, I don't understand why they support Biden or Kamala Harris. I really don't understand it. I'm still friends with them.
Wow. That's big.
Same thing with Shuley.
A guy likes the Uncle Rico show and you're friends with him. You are a fucking saint, Rob. Get to something. Talk about something.
You know, there's
Stop telling us the background. I can't think of anything more boring than a guy building your table, other than the personality of the guy that built your table.
In fact, I think I could respect a person more that is brainwashed by Kamala and Joe Biden more than someone that thinks Shuley is funny.
Well, how about the guy you do a show with, dickhead?
It's because Joe Biden and Kamala didn't fire you for being a worthless piece of shit broadcaster.
Yeah, I have no respect for someone that that likes Joe Biden and would vote for Kamala Harris. Anyways, Stuttering John, you're really funny today. I like what you're doing.
That is an amazing point, Mike.
Yeah, I wanna fuck Rob Saul shirt for my Jack Russell.
Well, you can't do that now, Rob. You have lost the ability to sarcastically laugh at those jokes because you are putting out a Rob Saul fucks dogs shirt. So you have lost the ability to be like, oh, that's so funny. Like, you can't sarcastically be like, isn't that played out, guys? You're trying to profit off of it.
He's writing it down. That's my next shirt.
Love it.
All right, we got Brennan.
By the way, you're joking about him writing it down. That's literally what he does. He's like, oh,
Sure.
interesting. That's another joke about me fucking dogs. Maybe I'll make that a shirt.
Wait, what about if I fuck a cat? There we go. That's a whole new category.
So maybe the dog fucking people will buy the cat fucking shirt as well.
I own a cat too, guys. I sometimes fuck it too. This one's called Kevin Brennan.
Okay.
Like, I'm home with my kids. You know, because he's not divorced. I mean, he count his lucky stars he's not divorced. I mean,
That's a great way to start. Rob Saul is in fact divorced. His wife left him for his cousin. Just fun fact.
Oh yeah, I think we get to that.
Okay.
he eventually will. I think his wife is one of those ones that are like, I'm going to stay with him for the kids' sake. So they have like a
For better or worse, loser.
This is a different form of what we were talking about earlier about fantasizing. It's like Rob Saul doesn't know any of this.
No.
He's just like, I bet his wife doesn't even love him. Meanwhile, like Rob Saul loved Kevin Brennan when Kevin was paying him.
Yeah. And then a naked man with a shotgun comes out of the room.
But then Kevin, like these people make me defend Kevin Brennan. Kevin Brennan had the gall to be like, Rob Saul is boring. Can you imagine that? And now he's like, well, I bet his wife doesn't love him. Good one, Rob.
Yeah, equal. They're equal. Proportionate response, Mike.
family environment until, you know, they get to be adults and she'll be gone. I mean, I'm kidding. Deadbeat dads. They're not there like I am with my kids. Meanwhile, he's sitting online all day screaming at people and
Rob, hold on, buddy. What are you doing right now? Take a step back. I can't believe I'm saying this for the second time in the show. And last time I said it about Kevin Brennan. Now I'm defending him with it. Rob, take a step back. What are you doing right now? Don't shame someone for talking on the internet and yelling at the chat when that's the entire premise of your show.
Yeah, he just doesn't get paid for it. That's his only complaint right here.
Right, yeah, this is how much more of a loser Kevin Brennan is once in a while he adds a funny comment and people actually pay him.
And he takes a picture. It's weird.
hey kids, you want to meet your uncle Gustav and your uncle Leo Gunn? You want to meet
great impression.
You want to meet your uncle Broccoli? They pay your bills. They put food in your mouth with your mommy.
He's
Rob,
a full locale.
You're aspiring to that.
Yeah.
You're hoping that one day you do you not see how much of a loser that makes you? To make fun of someone who's accomplishing the thing that you hope to one day achieve for that thing.
He's a bad god. I'd be a good god. He wants to be the same thing.
That's the thing is like, we get comments like when we talk about Chris D'Elia in particular, I noticed this. Comments from people that don't know the show that are like, oh, you're just you're a podcaster. You're trying to accomplish what Chris has. And I say, no. I would very much like to have the numbers that Chris has. Sure, I'm jealous of that if you want to say that. But I'm looking at what Chris does and I'm mocking that. Rob Saul is saying, I want to do all the things Kevin is doing, but because I have no material, I'm going to insult those things.
Yes. Give me some of your pay pigs, Kevin.
Yeah.
Daddy goes on and begs him for money. Daddy number 2, daddy number 3, daddy number 4.
It's exhausting.
Daddy number 5.
We got it.
They're all here. Oh.
That tone scientifically pulls every drop of liquid from a lady's lady parts.
That's tough. That's torturous to listen to.
Yeah, no, it's
Other men pay my.
And I've met bartenders that are funny. A lot of them are. Most of them are.
I've actually thought a couple times when I've heard Rob Saul mention that he's a bartender, I always think like, is he a normal guy? Like when you walk up to the bar and say, "Hey, get me an old fashioned," is he a normal guy or is he like this?
Hey, you want bitters in that?
Like, is he a fucking asshole everywhere he goes? I can't imagine.
No, my guess is that he keeps it for this little part of his life. Every other part of his life,
I
he's
guess
sort
that's
of
what I'm
like
saying. It's
meek.
amazing this guy deals with the public and keeps a normal job.
But he doesn't do it often. You can tell because he has nothing to go to, right? He has no back catalog of burns, nothing like, oh, your mama. He's it's all fresh. So
yes,
he's no
it's
ability.
a shame we don't get those Rob Saul your mama jokes.
The dozens with Rob Saul.
Yeah.
I'd watch that show.
My bills, but bartending's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, as Popeye would say.
It's very topical. Good reference.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, and you're gonna agree with me.
Hmm.
He's like a Michael Scott bartender.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's definitely angrier than Michael Scott.
Yeah,
But yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He tries to go for these jokes that no one on the planet would ever think were funny. It just reminds me of when Michael has everyone in his house and he shows them the TV for some reason. I just
You don't think the high rollers at the casino are like, oh, Rob, that is a great Popeye reference.
No, just on the yacht. Those are the yacht people. Those
Sure.
are that's yacht humor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kevin Brennan. Just a loser.
Nice. You really nailed him.
Oh.
You said his wife, who he's still with, doesn't love him. What a burn.
I saw his kids hug him, and that means he hates him.
Loser. Can't even send him money. Right there on Venmo, you can send me money.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got that in.
Show prep, something this motherfucker's never heard of.
Jesus.
I used to watch Shuley, then I realized he kept interrupting the talent of Stuttering John.
That's sarcasm, Rob.
I think it's safe to say most of TSN viewers are indeed sheeple. Yes, they are.
All right, Rob, come on.
Anything.
Valuable airtime here.
Borgo ain't taking the jitney, T.O. Hank says. No one's talking bad about Borgo, I know. He's not taking the jitney. He's doing very well, and he's paying Kevin Brennan and his wife's bills.
What would he do if literally no one was in the chat? You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a ton of people, but there are human beings that are typing in here. What would he do if it was literally 0 people and he had to come up with topics?
Nothing. He wouldn't broadcast. He's not here for that, Mike. He's not here to do broadcasts or topics.
He's
here to collect money from a pay pig. That's it.
Yeah, folks, you should ask yourself, if literally no one showed up to the live stream, how would
Studios.
I do a show?
Come over to Hackrite Studios. 0 people there. We still do shows. That's right.
Well, you guys talk. You can find something to fill the fucking air with.
Yes, we've had to. We don't have anyone talking to us, so we've had
By the
to
way,
learn.
hackridethedemon.com. Go watch Unboxing Eric.
Yeah, tonight, 6 p.m.
It's tonight.
9 p.m. East. Yeah, busy day.
Oh, nice.
Busy day
Go
over
watch
here.
it tonight. I'm sorry for taking so much of your time.
No, I love doing this show, man. And plus, fall's coming up. That means Krager's is, going to be back. And
We
so,
hope.
I get them. We hope. We can all hope. So I like to get these in while I can, because in 3 months, y'all forget about me.
Good for you, Borgo. Loving the show, Rob. Fuck the dabble dork nerds. I hear that. Brian Clauder, how are you, buddy?
Oh,
Hey, Brian, that's his desk maker. Mike, did you know that? That his desk maker is checking in.
I'm glad he's returned. This is painful.
And you cannot see what's going on with his face.
It's playing?
Yes, it's playing.
Say something, Rob. Speak.
What happened to Stevie Lou? What happened to Quadfather? I don't know. I guess they're doing their thing. I think.
Well, you know what, Rob? If you don't know, maybe don't fucking talk about it. If you don't have any fucking idea and you don't have anything to say about it, why bring it up?
Because it's words, Mike. He just needs words said.
Just talk about something you're interested in.
He's that South Carolina Miss Teen USA from like 20 years ago. Iraq and such.
Oh,
He just
good.
needs words.
Something to talk about. Where's Stevie Lou? I can respond to this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stevie Lou takes his shekels to go be screamed at by Kevin Brent.
Nice. Well, at least you got the classic burn in, Rob.
Hey,
Thank God.
I know one guy that used to take shekels to get burned by Kevin Brennan. You, Rob Saul.
Do you think if you moved around less, she'd still be with you and not your cousin? No, the marriage was going to shit. My cousin.
Yeah. So this is where he talks about his cousin. So anyone that's watching this, I imagine, probably knows. But if you don't, Rob Saul's wife left him for his cousin, and this is how Rob has coped with this. Now, listen, if that happened to me again, would I be fucking furious? Would I hate these people forever? But this is the fantasy that Rob has created for his own world, so he doesn't stick a gun in his mouth.
Can't get any women, and she started getting fat, and I wasn't attracted
It's great.
to her anymore.
My cousin can't get any women, except for my current wife.
My wife.
The woman I chose to spend the rest of my life with. That's a woman he got. Other than that, nothing.
The woman I paraded in front of our entire family and said that this will be the woman I'm with forever.
Yeah.
That one he took.
I walked into a family reunion with a wife and left without one.
But I still see her at the family reunions. Hey,
And that guy's the loser here.
Your cousin. No, the marriage was going to shit. My cousin can't get any women, and she started getting fat.
got one.
And I wasn't attracted to her anymore.
Listen how everyone is like, again, that's pretty shitty. Everyone involved is shitty here. But he's like, listen, the cousin can't get any women. Also, the woman I chose to marry, ugly.
Total fat
so there.
loser. Who would marry her and who would... yes, great call.
You know, my cousin, who would go out to bars and beg for women. He would cry when I was fucking
That's every man at every bar. But
my
okay.
wife downstairs and say, "Oh, it should have been me that's married." And then
How would you possibly know that?
When I
God, that is gross.
Did you wake up in the morning and he goes, "Hey, Rob, I was just crying downstairs last night while you were fucking your wife. How's your day?"
Well, if you think about it, he's going to remember every conversation that this man had about his wife after the fact that he stole his wife. So he's like, you know that time he asked about not being married in front of my wife? Were they planning this years ago?
This is what I always think of with these people. By these people, I mean like him, John, these hateable characters.
Homo, homo. Oh, wait, we're not at the Aaron Nimble. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Say that for Steel Toe. But the thing about these people is like they could tell you a story where you want to sympathize with them, and they make themselves the bad guy. Like if you just told me this story, like, hey, I was married once, and my wife left me for my cousin. I invited my cousin to live with us, and he fucking my wife was cheating on me with the cousin the whole time. They were lying to my face. It was all happening right behind my back. And I would empathize. I would go, oh God, that sounds terrible. You poor thing. Yet Rob Saul has a way of presenting this story where you're like, ugh, fuck you. I'm glad this happened to you.
Yeah, it's the John thing. We're all happy that the woman got away from this monster,
right?
You know, no matter where she ended up.
When I was done being interested in her,
when I was done being interested in my wife.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it was your choice.
What a cope. That is a fucking cope of all copes right there.
Again, if you didn't do that horse shit, I would empathize with you, but you're making me hate you.
Yeah, and this is the same thing. Oh yeah, I didn't get fired by Bob Levy. I got sick. I got sick of them and what they did. You got fired. you making up stories after.
It's everyone else's fault.
And moved in. She said, "Wow, this guy's such a loser. He likes fat chicks that are used up that have been with his cousin."
Yep, that's probably what they both said.
Solid defense right there, making you look just golden. Yeah. Golden boy after. You come out smelling like roses out of that one, Rob.
It's really hard to walk out of that situation and tell people this story and be like, so I'm the cool guy, right? When you hear this story, I'm definitely the cool one.
I'm the Fonz in this story.
Sorry, that's not winning. That's a not winning. That's a not winning.
If you repeat it, hey, every time you repeat that, Rob, that's a good strategy. It kills a few seconds, and maybe another chat will come in.
Roast Master, Rob Saul.
Well, this is, hey, guys, listen, I'm walking on dangerous ground here. I hope Rob doesn't come after me next, because I might be in for a real beating.
Rob is a broken record with insults. I sure am. I'm not as clever as Kevin Brennan saying the same thing over and over. Yeah.
Now, isn't that interesting? No one said anything about Kevin Brennan.
Nope.
No one said, hey, Kevin Brennan's way funnier than you, or like, you wish you were Kevin Brennan. They just said, you suck. And he's like, oh, so I'm not as funny as Kevin Brennan, you're saying. Nope. You're just obsessed with the guy. You're obsessed with Kevin and Shuley and these people who wouldn't let you into their club. You're mad at them. You're very bitter about it. And that's all that's on your mind. So this person made a standalone critique of you and said, you fucking suck, Rob Saul. And then he goes right into his Kevin Brennan impression.
Well, I don't know if it was standalone. I think the wife and the cousin both said that too. Hey,
Well, sure.
For their super chats, they're losers.
That tone.
They're
Ugh.
losers.
Oh, man.
Losers.
Can you see? I forget the name of the chatter. Would you mind searching his name in obituary to see what kind of life he lived before Rob eviscerated him?
Oh, I mean, if we rewind 10 seconds, he's going to complain about Kevin Brennan just repeating things. Losers, losers, losers.
Yeah, no. It's always good. The thing you hate about someone and mock, it's good to turn your show into that, Rob. That's a good strategy.
In the same sentence. Not even a period. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to Venmo me to throw tomatoes at me.
Wow.
Rob Saul is hilarious. Thank you. All right.
Finally
I
a
think-
joke.
I think
Finally a joke comes through.
Yeah. Try and piece some of the sarcasm, Rob.
What else do we have here? I got to watch more people to annoy me. Chad Zumach is going to get me to serve him. Oh, no. This sounds dangerous.
Damn, this Rob Saul guy suffers no fools. He's really tearing these people to shreds.
Let's see here.
Let's see here.
Those are his big burns. I know you are, but what am I?
Coming up next, stats. And we only got a minute and a half left of this, Mike, so just bear with us.
Well, this is very interesting because you said the analytics from earlier were boring.
Yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Oh. Buckle up.
Okay, God damn it. Hold on. Here we go.
Just got a message from YouTube Studio.
Oh, good. Read it on there.
Says, Rob Saul, congratulations. Here's what you got up to last week.
Okay, so what's happening here? You guys don't know this because I've hidden this from you. I wasn't ready for you guys to find out. I've been too scared to talk about it on air. YouTube Studio sends you a notification every week about your analytics. And it's pretty boring. And so I thought, I'm not going to burden my audience with having to hear about this every week. It seems like a completely dull, uninteresting aspect of the show that you guys don't need to know about.
But there's a quiz at the end of it, Mike.
But by God, if YouTube didn't strike while the iron was hot and know exactly when to send him this notification, because thank God Rob got it at a moment where he needed content. And he said, maybe I can read the entirety of YouTube's weekly analytics summary.
Oh, Jesus, that is the boringest thing that's ever been on YouTube right there.
Oh,
2,000 people tuned into you. Here's how people found you. 1, external. 2, YouTube home. And 3, other YouTube features.
who is this for?
Here's what they
I look at those and I have no idea. I don't care about that shit.
watch.
Who are you
Number
doing
1
this for?
was-
Rob, if you were reading me my own numbers from my own channel, I wouldn't give a fuck.
The
Who are
Soul
you
Show
possibly doing this for?
24, which I guess was a the Lawyer show. Another one was Rob Saul Reacts. And then the third one was
Oh,
Keanu.
guys, look at that. You know what? Thanks to what Rob is reading right now, we know that if we scrolled through his most recently uploaded videos and live streams, the ones with the most views actually do have the most views on his channel. Isn't that interesting?
Jake Hudson wouldn't do this. I mean, like looking for content on the floor or anything. Sometimes Joey does a member stream, Joey Catalano, where he'll pick up a pen off the floor and he'll try to sell it for 50 cents. He has nothing. I got nothing. That's still 10 times more entertaining than reading a goddamn analytics summary.
I would much rather Jordan Belford selling me his pen off the floor than this horse shit. He literally has nothing. So this is like if I was just like fucking fan. There's a fan in the room, and I'm going to talk about it to you guys for a while. Let me read. You know what? Oh, I wish I could see so I could read every key on my laptop for you. ASDF.
Starts with a Q.
Thanks to Rob Saul. People just didn't watch. They reached out. 305 likes, 65 shares.
And again, if you guys don't have YouTube channels that send you analytics, this is just every week. This is not a unique experience. They send this every week to every creator.
Comments. Now it says, let's play a game.
See, there's a game, Mike. I told you it's exciting. There's always
can I play? Let me play.
I always lose because I didn't pay attention because it's so boring.
Which video got you the most subscribers? I'm going to go with the Vince the Lawyer show.
Oh, damn, you took my answer. That's what I would have gone with.
22 people subscribed from this video last week. I was right.
Wow. Nice
Let's
job,
check
bro.
back next week. So we're getting there. We're getting monetized, folks.
Yay!
We can all rest assured.
I care so much about whether or not you get monetized, Rob. And here's the thing. Like with some shows, and this is true of, say, The Fighter and the Kid, where we could play a clip where I'm like, oh, who would possibly give a fuck? And you know what the answer is? Oddly, like thousands of people. Like people watch and listen to them. The only people watching Rob Saul are watching for the same purpose as I am. That's what's really insane about him being like, come on, gang, let's get us monetized. Like, no one's rooting for you, Rob. No one gives a fuck.
Ditto that whole statement that he said. No one gives a fuck about you. We all are watching for your failure. And once you get monetized, oh my God, to watch the demonetization happen. It's going to be so fun. We're all here for it.
He is, I want to say easily. That feels like maybe a stretch. My instinct is to say he's easily more unlikable than Stuttering John. Like,
Yeah.
John, I'm getting entertainment out of.
John, you have context and history, so you can build a mythos around John that
Right.
explains most of the behavior and in an entertainment way. This man has none of that and gives you
No.
none of that.
He's completely unlikable.
Right. And so what we're seeing here is like the multiplicity effect of John, right? The copy of a copy is worse, and then the copy of the copy of the copy is worse. We're just going to go down this rabbit hole until we get to some really bad things.
And then Jimmy Grindle is doing a lot.
I love that you said Jimmy Grindle. That's made my show. The fact that you know who this weirdo is now. He went after me last year for being too weird, and now this guy just pops his head up.
He went after you?
Yeah, he went after Hack Ride. He's like, I had
Okay.
that guy.
He went after Hack Ride. Well, that I stand by. He went after my pal Casey Day. I'd have a problem.
Oh, damn this thing. Stut Joe. He's got to talk about Stut Joe. The final one, Mike.
I mean, this is the writing is on the wall here. This is just a great clip for posterity.
Oh, yes. We all know what's coming down the pike.
Yeah.
Rob, real question. Do you ever get annoyed at how often Stuttering John ignores you? I know. Sometimes I do go on into like little rants, and then I look up and John is like doing something, and he's like, oh, he's done talking. And then he goes back to what he does. But no, it doesn't annoy me. I get it. Sometimes it's John's show, and maybe sometimes I should shut up and not ramble on and on.
Well, that'll be interesting to watch how that completely dissipates when he turns on John and talks about what an asshole he is.
Yeah, and in a very unentertaining way. This is gonna have the thud of all the other ones, of the quad, of the DG. It's just gonna be another thud. These guys get in there with no goddamn plan and don't know how to get out.
And I don't even know if that's the case for Rob Saul, because he hates Shuley. So I guess he's like, I'll go. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'll go on Stuttering John's show.
I agree with that, except how fast he turned on KB. Because KB was paying him to come on those shows, and then all of a sudden he just turned on him overnight.
Right.
Rob Saul has zero friends. Like he goes on these.
He seems like a real slime ball. And Rob, I'm an open-minded guy, so prove me wrong. But you seem like a real Weasley slime ball with no fucking backbone.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So,
you're right. No redemption.
That'll be interesting to watch over, however long Rob Saul does it, and we decide to take a look at him. But we'll see.
Right. Yep. And that was the end. Blind Mike, congratulations. We did almost a 4-hour banger here.
Oh my God. Would you do me a favor, Casey Day?
I'll try.
And when you send Craig this audio to post, would you let him know that even though he wasn't on the show, I and the listeners would still like the audio posted?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
He has
have
a
title?
nasty habit of sometimes of saying like, "Oh, well, I wasn't on the show, so surely no one wants to hear it." And
Well-
I just want to let him know that's not the case this week.
Well, someone's got to drive those strippers home, Blind Mike, and he's got to do that. So, real quick, Blind Mike, you can find me at hackridethedemon.com. We got
Yes.
Unboxing Eric tonight. Make sure you check out for that, 9 p.m. Eastern, if you like
Yes.
Eric the actor. We're into the serious years. We just did all the pre-serious years. Now we're into the serious years.
Oh, nice.
The funny thing
And that's
about
really Eric the Midget's heyday.
it is, we're getting into the golden age, and he's been sort of calm,